Hello students, I am again here with one more important question for your Java interview preparation. What is the difference between error and exception in Java? See, I am here not talking about syntactical errors or compile time errors. These errors refers to the runtime errors only, keep in mind. Now see, error and exception both refers to the runtime events that interrupt the normal flow of our program. Errors and exception, these are the two classes present in java.lang package. Actually, throwable is a base class for these two classes, and this throwable, again this error, exception and all subclasses of these errors and exception classes are present inside java.lang package. Now, errors and exceptions both refers to runtime events that interrupts the normal flow of our program in this case. Now what is the difference between in these two? See, errors are normally caused by the lack of system resources. Means suppose your program is requiring the memory and there is not enough memory inside heap area, then your program will not run properly. It will terminate at that point and it will raise the out of memory error. That type of error you will get in this case at runtime. Means errors are caused by lack of system resources and you cannot recover from that error. You cannot handle such type of error through your program. Means errors are caused by lack of system resources most of the times. Okay. And again, one more example of error is nothing but stack overflow error. Suppose there is a method call, okay, in loop format. Means one method is calling other method and the other method is calling the first one. Getting in this way, suppose there is a method call, then you will get their stack overflow error. Again, one more example is system crash occurs because of virus attack. Then of course your JVM will get crashed, and that's why your program will terminate at that point abnormally. That is nothing but a error. Okay, means inside error you have to consider the runtime errors. Those are non-recoverable using your program. Means through your program you cannot handle such a type of runtime errors. Okay, now see exception. Exceptions are recoverable. The basic difference between error and exception is errors are non-recoverable and exceptions are recoverable. And those are occurred because of programmer's mistake. Normally those occur because of programmer's mistake. Suppose you are in your program, you are trying to open any file and that file is not present, then you may get their file not found exception, but you can handle it with the help of try catch block. Okay, again one more is suppose you are just doing IO activity. Okay, means you are just using that buffered reader class, and through that buffered reader class you are just reading some data from user. That is nothing but input activity. You are just displaying something. Means in that case you may get IO error. Okay, again you may get class not found exception. Then arithmetic exception. For example, suppose you are just trying to divide a number by 0. Then you will get their arithmetic exception. Array index out of bounds. Means suppose you are trying to fetch any array element which is at out of bounds of that array. Means array index starts with 0 and ends with size minus 1. And if you are just trying to access any element whose index is less than 0 or greater than array size minus 1, then you may get their array index out of bounds exception. Now these all exceptions come under this category, that is exception that again occurs at runtime. See, error and exception both occur at runtime, but errors are mostly caused due to the lack of system resources and those are non-recoverable. Exceptions are caused by the mistake in the program itself. It is due to programmer's mistake. Again, those are recoverable through our program. You can put their exception handling routine. Means you can put their try catch block. Okay, for example, file not found exception, array index out of bounds exception, class not found exception, arithmetic exception. Getting? Now here all the errors are by default unchecked. Okay, all the errors are unchecked. Means what? Unchecked and checked, there is such a type of terminology is here. Checked means checked by the compiler. Okay, unchecked means not checked by the compiler. Means suppose there is any possibility of runtime event that may interrupt the normal flow of your program, Such a type of interruption is checked by the compiler. That means occurrence, is there any possibility of occurrence of such type of runtime problem, that will be checked by the compiler in advance. Okay, at compile time only, if such type of checking is there, then that comes under checked category. Now errors are always unchecked. Compiler don't know about this error, means if this type of error may happen, may occur, such type of guessing is not there, such type of checking is not there by the compiler. That's why all errors are unchecked. But exceptions are checked as well as unchecked, means there are two categories of exceptions like checked and unchecked. Checked means checked by the compiler in advance. Suppose there is a possibility, suppose you have done any IO operation in your program, then there is a possibility of IO exception, that is checked in advance by the compiler at compile time only. See, it doesn't occur at compile time. Don't do this mistake, means always there is a mistake in thinking like checked means those occur at compile time and unchecked means those occur at runtime. Not like this. Always exceptions occur at runtime, but some of the exceptions are checked by the compiler in advance. Those are nothing but checked exceptions. Those are, means there is there any possibility of such a type of exception, that will be checked by the compiler at compile time only, and those are nothing but checked exceptions, and the remaining are unchecked. Okay, for example, like if there is any possibility of file not found exception, IO exception, class not found exception, these are just examples of checked exception. Again, unchecked means array index out of bounds exception. Compiler cannot check is there any possibility or any possibility of occurrence of array index out of bounds. Not, that will not be checked by the compiler. Again, arithmetic exception, that will not be checked by the compiler, and such type of exceptions comes under unchecked category. Getting, means errors and exceptions both are classes present in java.lang package. Those are derived from throwable class. See, this throwable is not an interface, it is a class, compulsory, keep in mind. Most of the times errors are caused by lack of system resources, and these are non-recoverable. Always these are unchecked. Okay, for example, like memory out of memory error. Suppose there is not sufficient memory inside heap section, then system admin is responsible to increase the heap memory. Programmer can't do anything in this case. Such a type of runtime errors comes under this error category. Exceptions are recoverable. These are caused because of program itself, because of programmer's mistake. Okay, for example, suppose in a programmer is trying to just open any file which is not present, then there you can put a exception handling routine, like you can put there a try catch block, and inside that cache section you can just display a proper message that file is not present, or you will try to open any other file. Okay, this type of exception, and after that program will run properly, normally. The remaining program execution will be normal. Okay, there are two categories of exceptions like checked and unchecked. Checked means checked by the compiler in advance. Unchecked means compiler will not check those exceptions in advance at compile time. Getting? This is all about difference between error and exception. In the next session, we will see one more important question for your Java interview preparation. Till that, take care. Bye-bye. Thank you.